It's past midnight in a quiet corner of the city. A small roadside diner glows under the flickering neon sign named Maggie's Place. Inside, Ethan Cole, a 36-year-old single dad and decorated war veteran, sits in his usual booth. His hands are rough, his eyes tired but kind. He's been working 2 jobs since his wife passed away, one as a security guard and another fixing cars in his neighbor's garage. Across the table sits a half-eaten slice of apple pie and a small glass of milk, not for him, but for his 8-year-old daughter, Lily, who's fallen asleep beside him. Her tiny head rests on his arm. Ethan strokes her hair softly, lost in thought. Behind the counter, Sophie, a new waitress in her mid-20s, works quietly. She's polite but distant, always avoiding eye contact, always working late shifts, and always disappearing before anyone can really talk to her. No one knows her story. The door swings open suddenly, breaking the silence. A tall, arrogant man in an expensive suit, Richard Rick Morrison, steps in with 2 friends. They're drunk, loud, and entitled. Ethan's eyes flicker toward them briefly, then back to his daughter. Scene 2, trouble brewing. Rick slams his hand on the counter. 3 coffees, black. And make it quick, sweetheart. He sneers at Sophie. She forces a polite smile. Right away, sir. As she turns, Rick smirks and whispers to his friends, sweetheart's got a pretty face for a dump like this. They laugh crudely. Ethan clenches his jaw. He doesn't like getting involved in trouble, but something about the tone and the disrespect reminds him of darker days overseas. Sophie brings their order quietly, but Rick grabs her wrist as she sets down the cups. Hey, don't walk away. What's your name, pretty girl? She freezes. Please let go, sir. Rick smirks. Oh, come on, don't act like you are too good for a little talk. You serve coffee, not royalty. Ethan rises slowly from his seat, careful not to wake Lily. Scene 3, the confrontation. Ethan's voice cuts through the tension, calm but commanding. She said to let go. Rick looks over his shoulder, laughing. And who the hell are you? Her bodyguard? Ethan steps forward, his tone steady. Just someone who knows how to respect women. Rick stands, puffing out his chest. You have any idea who I am? I could buy this place and shut it down tomorrow. Ethan doesn't flinch. You can't buy decency. The diner goes quiet. Even the cook stops pretending to work. Sophie pulls her hand free and backs away, trembling slightly. Rick's smirk fades as Ethan moves closer. You got a problem, old man? Ethan's voice drops. No problem, just a warning. Leave her alone, finish your coffee, and get out. Rick scoffs, then lunges forward, shoving Ethan. In one swift move, Ethan grabs Rick's wrist, twists it, and sends him stumbling backward onto a booth. Rick's friends jump up, but one look from Ethan, cold and sharp, makes them freeze. Ethan releases Rick and steps back. You're done here, he says quietly. Rick, humiliated and furious, glares. You'll regret this, you nobody. Ethan shrugs. Maybe, but not tonight. Rick storms out, his friends trailing behind. The diner slowly comes back to life. Scene 4, the aftermath. Sophie stands by the counter, visibly shaken. Ethan walks over, calm as ever. You okay? She nods weakly. Thank you, a broken bar. I didn't know what to do. Some people think money gives them power, Ethan says, but it just makes them forget who they are. She looks at him curiously. You talk like someone who's seen worse. He smiles faintly. Yeah, I've seen men lose everything, and still stand tall. You'll be alright. Before she can respond, Lily stirs and looks up at him sleepily. Daddy, a broken bar. Is it morning yet? He smiles. Not yet, pumpkin. Go back to sleep. Sophie watches as Ethan gently picks up his daughter, his strength and tenderness blending perfectly. Something inside her shifts admiration, maybe even something deeper. Scene 5, secrets revealed. The next day, news spreads quickly. Rick Morrison, the man Ethan confronted, is the son of Charles Morrison, one of the wealthiest businessmen in the city. But something else stirs beneath the surface. Sophie doesn't show up for her next shift. 2 days later, a sleek black car pulls up outside Ethan's apartment complex. Out steps Sophie in a waitress uniform, no tired expression. Instead, she's in a tailored dress, her hair neatly styled. Behind her stands a driver in a suit. Ethan, carrying a box of tools, stops in his tracks. Sophie, she smiles nervously. Hi, Ethan, can we talk? Scene 6, Truth comes out. They sit on a bench outside his building as Lily plays nearby. Sophie takes a deep breath. My real name is Sophia Bennett. Ethan frowns. Bennett a broken bar like yeah question mark. She nods. Yes, my father is Arthur Bennett. He owns Bennett Global Industries. Ethan blinks. Arthur Bennett, one of the top billionaires in America. The name is in every newspaper. I wasn't lying about needing the job, she continues. I just a broken bar needed to escape. My father's company is surrounded by people like Rick Morrison, arrogant, cruel, and entitled. I wanted to see what real life was like. To understand people, not just manage them from an office tower. Ethan studies her face. She looks sincere, vulnerable. So you hid who you were? Yes, but last night, when you stood up for me broken bar, I realized how few people do that. You didn't care who I was. You just did what was right. He nods slowly. That's what my daughter deserves to see, that doing right isn't about rewards. Scene 7, Two worlds collide. A week later, Ethan gets an unexpected call from a private number. Mr. Cole, this is Arthur Bennett. I'd like to meet you today. When Ethan arrives at Bennett Tower, he's escorted to the top floor. The office is massive, overlooking the entire city. Behind the desk sits Arthur Bennett himself, calm, powerful, and observant. I've heard a lot about you, Mr. Cole, Arthur says. You defended my daughter, and you embarrassed the son of one of my business partners. Ethan straightens his posture. I didn't mean to cause trouble. I just did what was right.